what other people think about it, but I am also driving, so sorry about that. Okay, so I gave the disclosure. I grew up myself in a poverty-stricken area, but unfortunately, I do not have a desire to date men that are from a poverty-stricken area because they have issues that at this point in my life, I am just not willing to try to deal with, okay? So, with that being said, this is my theory, okay? I'm going to go back to, like, my grandparents' generation. So, my grandparents, let me see, they were probably born in, like, the 20s, I think. I don't know, but they were pretty old, so we're going to go with it. Okay, so, like, that generation, my grandparents' them generation, those men worked, you know, they provided for their families, and there was less divorce taking place for a lot of different reasons. It could be that they couldn't afford the divorces. It could have been that, you know, at that point, people valued family more. It could have been that they saw their parents broken or pulled apart because slavery wasn't too far removed from their parents' generation and things like that, okay? But we do know that men were the breadwinners during that generation, okay? It's very important for men to be respected and then loved. For women, we want to be loved and then respected, okay? So that is just not like, that's not my theory. That is somebody else's fact from plenty of research that was done. So there's plenty of research out there on relationships, and that's pretty much a fact. Women want to be loved and then respected. Men want to be respected and loved, okay? So, in order for us women to respect, we should, first of all, so therefore, let me stop. Women should not be with the man that she does not have the utmost respect for. If you are with the man that you don't have the utmost respect for, it shows. Okay, you can't fake it. You can try, but it's not going to work. You're going to throw little jabs out here and there. He's going to know it. You're going to cross lines that you don't even realize and recognize that you're crossing. And so if you don't have the utmost respect for a man, please don't make any babies with him. Don't marry him. This is not a match for you. Likewise, for men, don't be with a woman that you don't truly love. Because when you're with somebody, women, like you're with a man that you don't have the utmost respect for, he feels it. It fucks with his self-esteem, even though he doesn't say that. And then likewise, for women, if our man is not truly loving us, it fucks with our self-esteem. I'm sorry to be cursing, but it does. So, and then you got, it's just not a good situation. Okay, so let me get back to it. So, with that being said, men need to be respected. What women respect is we respect what's natural. We understand that men should be the head of household. We understand that our men should protect us. Okay? That's what's natural. That's the natural order. That's how we feel best. That's what works. Okay? So I'm going to go back to the generation after my grandparents, which would be like my parents. Their generation. These are people that were born in like the 40s and 50s. Okay? They're born like the 40s and 50s, and these men, I'm going to use Gary as an example because that's where I was born and raised, and that's what I know because that's what I saw. Okay, so I'm pretty sure in other poverty-stricken areas there's, you know, something else that they can probably go off of, not using the steel mill, but I'm going to use the steel mill because, like I said, it's what I know. And I want to just say that I'm speaking about the black community, not that I'm like a spokesperson for black people as a whole. However, I am a black woman, and so I can only speak from my community. I don't know if this holds true for, let's say, Hispanic community or Asian community. I would imagine that it's pretty much the same across the board, but I could be wrong. So I don't think so, but you know, it's a possibility. Okay, so I'm gonna get to my theory because I'm giving a lot of fluff, and I'm sorry, but here's the theory. Steel mill closes down. A lot of good men and women lose their jobs. Okay, so these men that were providing for their families can no longer provide for their families. And we know that it's easier for a black woman to get a job than it is a black man. Unfortunately for us as a whole, fortunate for me because I'm a single woman, but unfortunate as a whole for our people that it's easier for black women to get a job than it is a black man. But, you know, regardless, these men lost their jobs. So now these women are having to go into work, they're getting jobs, they're paying the bills, they're providers, they're breadwinners, they're the head of household. It could be that they're, you know, not necessarily disrespectful with it, but because they lost respect for their man, who's not a provider anymore, he's more like a dependent. So she doesn't respect that shit. So it's showing. You know, her tail is showing. It could be she was outright disrespectful with it. It could have been that she was just giving a little jab here and there, like, oh yeah, well, I paid for that. And him already with the low self-esteem, right? Because he knows that he lost the respect of his woman. He has low self-esteem. Like I said, it fucks with you when you don't get what you need. Men need to be respected and loved. She still loves him, but she don't respect him, and that's what's first. So that self-esteem, you know, his gut is like, you don't feel good, you know, and so what ends up happening is he has to prove to himself, he got to prove to her that he is still the man, he's still the king of the castle, whatever. Now you got domestic battery. So now you got domestic battery situations happening. They're fighting. You know, you got Keisha in the home, the little girl, and you got, let's say, James in the house, a little boy. Now, Keisha and James, they hear their mom and dad fighting. Kids love both of their parents the same. You know, they don't want their parents fighting at all. And they know that, you know, they just want it to stop. But they hear the arguments. They hear mama saying, boy, you ain't shit. Call him a boy and everything. Little boy, I paid for this. You know, I paid these bills and shit. So now, you know, he's like, bitch, I bought the motherfucking Christmas tree, though. Didn't you see me drag the Christmas tree in here? I put the lights on that motherfucker. You know, I'm helping out around here. I help. Whenever I can help, I help. And she's like, yeah, but how often can you do that? You know, so the kids are saying, oh, man, they fighting again, man. You know, I just wish they'd stop fighting. You know what? So what they do is they rationalize this. They wouldn't. I did see Daddy bring that Christmas tree up in here. He put the lights on there. Matter of fact, he bought the sofa. Daddy bought the sofa. You remember Daddy bought the sofa? Yeah, Mama tripping, man. If she would only recognize that Daddy is helping out, then they wouldn't even be fighting right now. Mama tripping. So now that seed is planted in their gut, that Mama is tripping because she don't recognize that Daddy is helping out. Okay? The problem with that is that Daddy shouldn't be helping out. This is truly supposed to be his family. He take ownership of that, then he shouldn't be helping out. He should be doing it. Okay, so that's, and men, I don't want you to think that I'm just about to get on the men and I'm not about to say anything to women. But he shouldn't be just helping out. He should be doing it because the natural order is for him to be providing, not her. So that seed is planted. Little James grew up now. He's a man. He wants to be a good man. And he's out there like working, you know. He gets with this woman. He loves her. And he's going to help her out because his mom was just unreasonable. Any reasonable woman would gladly accept him helping her out. So he's there helping her out. They might even be splitting the bills 50-50. So he like, why the fuck are we still arguing though? Because you know why? Because y'all both go to work. She come home, she taking care of these kids, she cooking, and you go to work and you come home and get on the PlayStation. She feel gypped. You know what I mean? Somewhat, she feel gypped. Even though you're paying 50% of the bills, she still feel gypped because this is not the natural order for you to be helping her out. It's not the natural order. So whether these kids are yours or not yours, she feels gypped. So y'all still having issues. And because she is not giving, she doesn't feel the utmost respect for you. She may not be able to put her finger on it. But I'm telling you right now, the reason why y'all are having issues is because she does not feel good with the situation. She does not feel good because before you got here, she had to do 100%. Let's say her total bills was $1,000 for just her and her kid or whatever. But now that you're in the house, the total bills, you know, groceries, now the lights are on longer than they were before you were there and shit like that. Y'all had to move to a bigger place and all. So now her $1,000 a month expenses is now $1,500 a month. And she's paying half. So while you see it as a man that, yeah, you only paying $750 when before you was paying a whole $1,000. She's looking at it like, I mean, you increased the motherfucking bills to pay half. So you ain't really helping me out. I don't feel like you're paying 50%. I feel like you're paying $250. And I'm still cooking. I'm still taking care of the kids. You haven't really helped me out, but $250? So it may come across that she's ungrateful. But the truth of the matter is this is just an unnatural situation. It's not that she's ungrateful, which it seems like that. But should she be? Because you're giving $250 a month now? I mean, she's like, damn, $250? And now I got to be like making phone calls. I got to approve with you before I go out with my girls. Like, I'm losing freedom a little bit. Not to say that he's a bad guy. James might be a good guy, but out of respect, she still got to come home at a decent hour. You know what I mean? She still got to run shit across him. And then, like, her girlfriends could call, be like, girl, yeah, we're going to go to Las Vegas. Shit, like, put me on a flight. She still got to be like, hey, babe, you know, I'm going to Las Vegas. You want to go? So the $250 a month, you're like, is it worth it? You know, you're looking at it like you're paying half, but she's looking at it like, but the bills increased before you pay half. So, okay. So that's one thing. The second part of that, though, is, so I feel bad for James because he's honestly trying. He just, you know, can only do what he know to do, right? Keisha was in that house, right? She grew up. She now has a family of her own. She's with the man, and she, you know, she either moved in with the man, let the man move in with her, whatever, they got his place together. But he's helping her out because she felt like, you know, I ain't gonna be like mama. I ain't nothing like mama. Mama just was tripping and shit. Like, I could be cool with it. But she's not gonna be cool with it because it's unnatural. She can say the words that she's gonna be cool with it, but as time goes on, she's also going to have a feeling that some shit just ain't right. You know what I mean? She's still gonna be not having the utmost respect for you as a man because she's doing just as much as you're doing. So after y'all have, you know, every relationship gonna have some arguments and shit. Y'all gonna have some arguments, and then, you know, you for a second, sometimes you gotta rethink your life. Like, damn, is this shit worth it? Well, it ain't gonna seem worth it because, you know, she putting up with a lot for half. So it just don't seem, you know, like a good situation. Whether Keisha came into the relationship with some babies already or not, in the way that things go, most of the time, you come into the relationship with babies. Because that's how our society is now set up. And that's unfortunate. But that's the truth. And I don't want to say 10 times out of 10, that's ridiculous, right? Ain't nothing 100%. But most of the time, you are going to a relationship with kids. So Keisha done had these babies. Now she with this man, and she feeling like, yeah, my man's good. He's helping out. He paid 50%, whatever. Y'all gonna have problems. It's unnatural. But I did forget to mention the third kid that was in the house. We're going to call him Tyrone. Little Tyrone, I forgot. Because little Tyrone was in the house too. Little Tyrone saw the same fights. He saw Daddy getting kicked out, brought back in the house, kicked out, whatever. And he made the decision early on when that seed was planted that mama was tripping, that no matter what you do as a man, this woman ain't going to never be satisfied. So fuck the dumb shit. I wish I might commit to a mother. So Tyrone is the baby daddy just running around here making these babies. He ain't gonna never commit to you. Ladies, he ain't gonna never be shit. This is the man that moved in to your house with his bags in the motherfucking black hefty bag. And y'all get into it. He done made a baby or two. He gonna swoop that motherfucking black hefty bag up on his back, and he gonna be a rolling stone. Do not get, because he grew up with the mentality of, shit, mama got back because she kicked daddy out of here, bought that sofa. He couldn't even leave with the sofa. So he bought that shit and mama got over. Hell nah, ain't nobody getting over, ain't no bitch getting over on me. So he gonna try to get you before you can get him. And they do that shit. They do it successfully, ladies. Because he's suave, he can talk, he got a game, got a mouthpiece on him, and maybe got the gift of gab and all that. But he don't got shit. Nothing. And please don't make no babies with these men. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these Tyrones is fine. They are fine. And it might, I ain't going to go into all the details, but ladies, do not make no babies with these Tyrones. And don't marry, they ain't going to marry you, no way. They ain't going to marry you. Tyrones are not going to marry you. You can have 5 babies with them. He don't marry you because that's not in him. That is not the seed that was planted in him. The seed that's planted to him is that marriage is bad. You do not, because the woman gonna make a fool out of you. Okay, so just don't make no babies with them. Okay, let me go back, because I don't want to come across that in order to have a successful relationship, the man got to do everything and the woman don't got to do shit. Because that's definitely not what I'm saying. And sisters, you need to don't be trifling with this shit. Okay. You get a good-ass man, if he's willing, he's able to pay all the bills. He can pay all the bills. Of course you're going to respect him. Of course you're going to do and take care of everything, that all his wants and desires. You're going to make sure he's happy, because you have the utmost respect for him. You've never even ran across a man like this that's willing to pay all your bills. Oh my gosh. What? I don't even got to know how much the motherfucking mortgage is. Somebody come over like, this is a nice house. How much it costs, bitch? I don't know. My man take care of all this shit. Pops collar. You got the utmost respect for him. But don't be trifling with it, because what I don't want to happen is for you to not do shit. You still got to go to work. We know that in 2017, it takes 2 incomes in order to be a middle-class family, okay? But your man is able to pay all the bills. Let him pay all the bills. But when shit come up, family vacations, you better have it. A motherfucking engine go out in the car, you better motherfucking have it. Kids going to school next week, they need school supplies, clothes and shoes and all this shit. It's on you. Your husband need a new suit. He got a job interview coming up. The boss want to talk to him. Bitch, run up to Joseph A. Bank, get him the finest motherfucking suit, dress that man, give him the best cologne, all this shit. Make sure that you are spending your money on that man, them kids, yourself in the house. Not all on yourself. That is ridiculous and it's trifling. Okay? But this is the best of both worlds. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I'm telling you. A man, you go to work, you come home, you pay the motherfucking bills, you are the breadwinner. This lady is going to be giving you everything. Because why the fuck was she not? Who don't want that as a woman? All women want that. And it's not just black women. It's just that, unfortunately, when we were growing up, we heard the term gold digger, like, you know, so much, and it was used in such a negative connotation. So we don't want to be gold diggers, right? Keisha's grow up, you can't be gold diggers. Mama was probably trying to be a gold digger, all this shit. And then men grow up, not all of them, right? But some men, like the Tyrones and even the Jameses, they grow up and they just be feeling like, man, I don't want no gold digger. This woman is, because there are trifling women out there that don't want to do shit. They don't want to go to work. They could just be on welfare and public assistance. Don't want to comb their hair. None of that shit. Those ain't the women that I'm talking about, men. I'm talking about there's good ass women out there that will definitely appreciate the fact that you are a man and you are a fucking grown ass man and you taking care of your shit, okay? You are paying the bills. You are taking care of your household. Ain't no motherfucker gonna tell you shit up in your house because it's yours, okay? She know that. And like I said, men want to be respected and loved. If you're with the right woman, she's going to have the respect for you because you're paying all the bills. How the fuck is she not? And women want to be loved. So you paying all the bills and taking care of that, she feels love. I mean, obviously you still have to love her, right? You can't just pay the bills and then be out here in the street paying another bitch bills and being a cheater and all that. That's a whole nother different issue. And I got theories behind that too on why some men are just habitual cheaters, but I'm not going to confuse it and put that in here because I'm talking about one specific issue only, and that's basically on men being respected and men not being respected being the biggest problem in our community that causes such a breakdown. And I started this recording by saying that I was talking to my girlfriends about why I don't date men from poverty-stricken areas, and it's not because I don't give a fuck about them, but it's because I do give a fuck about them. Okay, if you can't have the respect that you need to have for a man, then do not get into a relationship with him, because he's going to know that you don't respect him and it's going to fuck with his self-esteem. And I'm not going to respect a man that don't want to, or, you know, that feel like it should be a 50-50 on everything. I mean, it's 50-50 because you're taking care of the wants and I'm taking care of our needs. I mean, vice versa. Let me say it again. Because you're taking care of our needs and I'm taking care of our wants and desires and extras. So it's 50-50, but it's not like, okay, our bills come up to $2,000 a month. You got to put your $1,000 in here. You know, no, it's a partnership. But everybody got a role to play, right? You cannot have two quarterbacks on the field at the same time. You cannot. So everybody got to have their role to play. Let's stop trying to make everybody the quarterback. If we both gonna quarterback this shit, you gonna put your money on these bills, I'm gonna put my money on. No, motherfucker, you the fucking quarterback. Pay the fucking shit. And I'm the running back or the wide receiver. I'm all in the end zone. I got us, you know. But it could just be me. I am curious to know what other people think and what other people feel. But I feel like I am about 90% sure that I'm right on this issue. Which puts me at a disadvantage because I'm a woman of color and I don't want to deal with men that come from poverty-stricken areas. And that's unfortunate because a lot of us come from poverty-stricken areas. So I'll tell you guys my theory on dating another time, but I think that's because I want to see what everybody feel about this one first before I start recording on my different theories. All right, be blessed, everybody. Love you. Bye.